Hi, welcome to Pro No TV. This is Detroit, guys, where I grew up. Joe Louis Arena. I wish I can show you that big arm that's in the middle of Jefferson Avenue, but I don't know if they're going to show that. Anyway, this is a young man from Detroit, Michigan. I always like to talk about the young people and anyone from Detroit who makes it out of, will not make it out, and that make it and then go back and build, because that was all our responsibility as Detroiters, to always look out for one another, to always, when you go away, you bring your money back and you build and you keep up, But I think a whole lot of other black people who's from Detroit, they didn't keep that up, like Diana Ross. She just left there, never came back. I thank God for Eminem and Big Sean and, Ed Gordon and a lot of those great people from Detroit that make sure that they put back. Thank God for them, right? Because you're supposed to, wherever you were born, Detroit, oh my God, you guys don't know how it was to grow up in Detroit. Oh my God, in the 60s and 70s. It was so awesome. I thought I was a Hollywood Beverly Hills kid. I had the clothes, we had the cars, my mother had the beautiful house. We just lived so good there. I was raised in Detroit. It was a great life. We had Motown. Oh God, we used to see Stevie Wonder. He lived across the street from my cousins on Green Lawn. My cousins, Byron, Colleen, and Sharon, right? They grew up right across the street from Stevie Wonder. Their house was here, and their house is directly across the street, Stevie Wonder's house. So when I would go over their house to visit, I'd be like, I'm going over to Stevie Wonder. They're like, yeah, you're going over there? I said, hell yeah, I'm going over there. I'm going to see if Stevie is home, right? So one day, right, I went on his porch, I rung his bell, his beautiful mother came to the door, and I said, hi ma'am, is Stevie home? She said, oh sweetie, he's not home today. She said, oh, he's on the road. Oh, you're so sweet. What's your name? I said, my cousins live right over there, Colleen, Byron, and Sharon. She said, she said, hey, I know them. Hi, Colleen. I was like, oh my God, he knows my cousin Stevie Wonder's mom? I was so elated, right? But that's how I grew up in Detroit, guys. It was such a great place to grow up. People had jobs. Middle class, honey. People was going to Wayne State University, Michigan State, what is it, U of something. The greatest education is in Detroit, man, I'm telling you. I had African American history almost in kindergarten. They started teaching us about African Americans in kindergarten in Detroit public schools. They were great. Man, I'm telling you, you guys wouldn't believe. Oh, it was such a beautiful place. My life was so great living in Detroit. I miss Detroit. I've been living in New York, back and forth. I never say I'm a New Yorker because I'm not. I came here to build my career, but I've been through so much hell here. Abuse, people, in New York, they dogged me in New York. In Detroit, I had a beautiful, beautiful life. Beautiful life in Detroit. Gorgeous life. I mean, I've never lived so much better when I was in Detroit. Then I came out here to New York to build my career, and I've been totally abused here in New York. I mean, I've been treated and then I'm a nice girl, because I'm not dancing in clubs and, putting boulders in my mouth. I don't get any respect. Can you believe I'm trying to get produced the Aretha Franklin Broadway musical? I'm the creator, the writer, and the creator, but I don't have money to produce it, right? So I'm passing that along to a great producer. Do you think I get any feedback or any help? But if I was from Detroit, if I was still in Detroit, I would have the money I needed. Coming out here to New York was probably the biggest mistake I could ever make, because I've been abused. But a lot of other people in New York treat me nice, but they just don't have, a lot of money. But the people that do have money, I've got in touch with them, and I've asked them a little bit of help, and Now, the feedback is very minute, I must say. But we're going to go to see about this young man from Detroit who gives back, guys. When you go, come back. Don't leave your hometown, because that's where you were born. If it wasn't for your hometown, you wouldn't even be anywhere. But just as long as you can leave, but make sure you look at LeBron James. LeBron James, you know what? I'm going home back to Cleveland. Although, you know, the guy's working his ass off. You guys better help LeBron get a ring, man. I mean it. LeBron is he's just a great kid. You know what I mean? I just like the guy. So, you know, you guys in Cleveland, I used to go there as a kid. You know what? You know, Ohio is something else. I remember when my mother used to drive us to Cleveland, right? We used to go to Cleveland sometime, and well, the minute we got there, my mother used to get gas, right? The white kids would call us nigger. I'm like, Mama, why are they doing that, Mama? She said, you know what? Ignore ignorance. I can remember that about Cleveland. I'm sorry. I hate saying that. But Ohio was very mean to African Americans at one time. Anyway, we're back into Detroit right here. The Joe Louis Arena, baby. Joe Louis was from Detroit. Detroit is such a great place. So many great people from here. You know what I mean? You know, they give it a bad rap because Ford Motor Company left, took all the jobs. And yeah, it's crime everywhere. There's more crime in New York. A lot of crime here in New York every day. Kids get shot. People get killed. You see what I'm saying? But in Detroit, they try to make it look, because that's a black town. They try to make it look, oh my God, look at these wild black people. Don't believe that, guys. Don't believe that. It's trouble everywhere. I believe they do good in Detroit. After all their jobs were stolen by big GM and Ford Motor Company and all those big cars that black men made those cars, and you dogged them out and you reneged on them, didn't you? After all those black men built Detroit factories. I mean, from the tools, which was called Bud. My father-in-law worked there. And you got Ford Motor Company, who was never really nice to black people because they didn't want African Americans in Dearborn. And this is where Ford Motor Company was. In fact, Ford Motor Company didn't want a union. And a whole lot of people got killed back in the 20s because Ford Motor Company didn't want to have a union. They just wanted to work people to damn death with no union. Read your history, people. Read your history. GM, General Motors, Chrysler, Chevrolet. You know, I mean, come on. Billions and billions of dollars. And my man Barack Obama went to Detroit, passed up all the black poor people in Detroit, and went right to GM and bailed them out. Hey! Still love you, Barack. You know we love you, right, baby? First black president. Some of the things you did. Wow. Bailing out GM. I grew up with that. And John Conyers, this is a message to you, John Conyers. When you receive that letter from France Productions about the corruption that happened at the Copyright Office with Michael the Making, the Michael Jackson 2 copyrights that came up stolen from the Copyright Office. You never got back in touch with me, John Conyers in Detroit. John Conyers, I hope you listen to this tape, love. John Conyers, a congressman. You're on the board for copyrights, right? So I never got that readback or feedback from that letter you got, brother. From them stealing my copyright from the Copyright Office, which happened to be Michael Jackson, Michael the Making. Then Sony ended up with a movie called This Is It. We got a problem on our hands, guys, but we're going to solve it. We're going to solve it legally, right, guys? That's right. Let's go. Let's see what's happening with Big Sean.
Detroit's coming back right now, even with our artists. The heart of the motherfucking city came out. Big Sean, you have respect from the city.
Detroit, fashion capital. We dress better than y'all. We look better than y'all. What? And I only make $10,000.
So here's what I've learned.
Detroit can be a punishing place, and to some degree, you kind of have to be a glutton for punishment to live here. The population is less than half of what it was at its peak, and those that are left either had no choice but to stay or loved the city too much to go. Regardless of how bad a hand the city
Bro, no
dealt,
TV.
most Detroit people we met are so
Bro, no
proud of their
TV.
hometown.
You know what? I'm so fucking sick and tired of these little white boys coming in Detroit telling they little fucking side of the story. You know what I'm saying? Really, cut the shit. I am so sick and tired of these little white boys coming in from Beverly Hills making their little films about the D. I'm from the Big D. I'm from Detroit. I go back and forth to Detroit at home all the time. And I think I can tell my story. But I was born and reared there. Okay? You got films all over the freaking place. I'm done. I think it's disrespectful. And as you know, when they always tell their little side by side of the story, being that they're the ones that created this fucking mess. But do white people ever take responsibility for the shit that they do? Fuck no. They want to tell, oh, the black people did it. Oh, look at the black people. Oh, the poor black. But you never say we made them slaves and we fucked up their lives and put them in slave ships and never gave them many 40 acres and a mule and never fucking gave them the respect that they deserve. Stole all their creations, all their inventions, killed them, murdered them, hung them, and cut off their penises. And never stopped there with Emmett Till, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers. I mean, I can go on and on and on. I want to tell my side of the story. And how I was treated, and how I'm continuing to be treated by white racism in this fucking country. Oh, nobody want to talk about that, do they? This is Pro No TV. Oh, we're going to talk all right. Everybody's afraid to talk about, well, my situation is fucked up because of racism. Okay, guys? This is racism right here. What you seeing right here is fucking racism. You know, you little white boys can go in Detroit and tell they little fucked up side of the story. I don't give a shit about that because it's all lies. This right here is totally dis-fucking respect to black people. To the black people that built this motherfucker. To the black people that you built slave ships and stole them out of Africa. And a fucking, I can't even say what words you can use. Bestiality? That's even, you know, minute to what I can say about the way we were treated. Stop fucking telling the white side of this shit. All of this shit right here, all of this madness is let me tell you whose fault it is.
It's a city of survivors.
Yeah, we have to survive. But racism, let me tell you something. White people never want to admit what the fuck they did. Never. All they want to do is act like they telling their side of the story. Oh, come on. Do they really have a side? The side of the story is what they did to us. And we just got to fix it. You know, economically. Because, you know, and through reparations. Peacefully. It can be done. It's going to be done. And Detroit, hey, I love you, Detroit. We're coming back. We're coming back. Okay? Pro No TV.